Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're here today with a Bujin player who's playing the deck earlier. He came a little late. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Sebastian Melendez. I've been playing for a little while, and what got me interested in playing the deck was I saw the support and stuff, and I'm basically just like every other player in this format, just tired of dragons, and I'm looking more forward towards the future and stuff. So I know this deck is probably going to be pretty good come January and stuff. And right now it's still playable and it's still pretty good. So it gives you enough where you're able to compete right now at a competitive level, but at the same time, it has a lot of stuff for bigger and better things. And the concept, the build, and the variation I'm running right now, I got the idea off of Pojo. It was a dude named Telvin, I think 123 or something like that. But anyway, he's playing this specific version of it. And even though his build is probably different from mine from the last time I checked, because they're always testing and trying to find like the best variation of it right now, because nothing's set in stone, because we got to see what exclusives we get, what we have and everything, and it's all malleable, this format and stuff, and it really depends on your meta and everything like that, what you're gonna side and not side and put in the main deck or anything like that. But it's pretty standard so far as the main core engine, which I'm just gonna get started right now. And it's just 3 Yamatos, be all end all of the deck, the reason why, the engine, your core, your spine, it makes it in it to win it pretty much. Trip up on the Yamato, everybody knows already it does, it does the search and everything like that. And then triple crane, and basically just doubles the attack of any Beast Warrior Bujin and stuff. So that's it for there, that's your honest, just like this dude. So you basically have 4 honest, and then
the deck has 4 honests now. That's scary.
Yeah, pretty much. And then there's other stuff too. That's just like, that's not even optimal. But even then, if they even do something to crane, it's still gonna just go nuts, even with the other stuff they have. And then I have 2 Mikazuchis, which is basically like it's just your backup for your model, just in case something happens to it. So you're able to still use your relics. It's still able to be compatible with crane, and just in case if you manage just to not foresee something and Yamato gets destroyed, you're able to drop him pretty quickly and stuff. And he also has some nice effect that kind of doesn't go off all the time as much as you want it to, but it's still good. He lets you search for one of those magical traps that the Bujin has and stuff, so you're able to search for swords or incarnation and stuff, which I'll show you in a bit what they do. And then I do double turtle, which is basically your protection, pretty much anything that targets it and stuff, so it just negates it outright, so you get rid of the Fiendish Chains and all the other bad stuff that's just going to target and try to just wear your model down. 2 Quillen just for destroying any face-ups and stuff, a lot of like added aggression just built into it. And then I have 1 Centipede, which is basically just takes care of any stray like background and stuff, magical traps and stuff, so that way you get rid of some things like just any background and stuff that you're just there. I only run 1 because it's really hard to get it off, even if you're dumping it first turn. You'd rather dump a Quillen or a turtle or anything else,
before dumping that one.
It's just like an extra like add-in and set-up and stuff, just because you want to do things, and plus just to beef up the monster count, because right now it's 15 and it's a little lacking when it comes out. I'm more waiting for the Legacy of the Valiant support, where you're able to run a couple more relics that actually do things, like the Searcher and the Protector, and then you have another Beast Warrior that's coming out, so you're able to do things a lot faster and better, pretty much. So that's it for the monsters. And then for basically the magic and traps, I'm just going to show you the 3-back card, which is basically just an excellent defense card, especially this format with all the extra field spells running around and everything such as that. And it's a nice combo with, just in case you have Kaiser Coliseum set up, which is basically when I run 2 of those. If you have Kaiser Coliseum set up with a Black Guardian, even when you have no monsters, it prevents the other dudes from going forward with their playing stuff as long as these 2 remain up. So basically, as soon as they normal summon or special summon, you're going to get a token, and then their monster's going to be halved. And then that's it for them. They're just going to be stuck with that monster and stuff, and you're going to be stuck with that token. And more than likely, they're going to destroy it, and then you're able to follow up with, if you draw into your Yamato or a Mikazuchi or anything like that. Or even better, if you basically have nothing there, you can able to do a reincarnation play if you have everything set up perfectly. And then you can go for game after that with the OTK, which is basically just you exceed into one of the big dudes, Susano, and then you just double attack, which I'll show you
in a little bit.
That, yeah. Because I'm just going in order with the magic and traps. And then, let's see. And then just the consistency stuff. Just 2 tankies. If you run 3, you do it. 3 upstarts, which is just basically just to make everything go faster and better. And basically you're just digging for your models and other stuff so you can jump down faster. Same thing with the dualities. You're just digging for either your models themselves or protection for your model. Yeah. Just stuff just to make everything just go smoothly and faster and more consistently and stuff. Because right now, just because of the low monster count, you need stuff to go forward and everything. So you have to dig through a lot of stuff. It's the only thing about the deck right now. And then just the regular, just defensive stuff. Just the Book of Moon, 2 MSTs, and 2 Forbidden Lances, and it's just self-explanatory defensive stuff, you know. Stop chainable things, protect your monster, and then just Book of Moon is always good if you just want to stop a synchro or an exceed play, or just set something up for next turn or whatever. So that's pretty much the magic and traps. And then it's just small stuff, because right now running 2 Bujin Regalia the Sword, which is pretty much like one of the best traps that the deck has, even when you consider all the staples and everything else, because you're able to basically either rescue your model from the graveyard after it's already been there, recycle a crane just in case if you have an opponent that just wants to try to burn out all your cranes and stuff, and just keep running into it and damage and stuff. So it adds a nice surprise factor to the deck. And even then you also have the option of recycling a Regalia that you already had banished, put it back in the graveyard, and you're able to use this effect again. So it's really good.
It's basically like a real powerful card in the deck.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a lot of surprise. It has an extra surprise factor. So extra power boost, pretty much.
So why do you run it at 2?
Well, the thing is, you don't want it to be clogging and stuff. You don't want to have dead hands where you just have this and then there's nothing to go for. So you just have it at. I just have it at 2, just just for consistency's sake. Because at the same time, you're not going to be able to use this revival effect wrong. And plus, you're worried about games 2 and 3 where dudes are like using Royal Decree or stuff like that. So
you don't want it to die in your hand.
You don't want it to die or just fizzle or anything like that. Plus, you're able to dig them out with Mikazuchi and stuff, so you don't really need. You're always going to have it when you need it. You know, especially if you use Mikazuchi's effect to search it out from the deck. So you're okay with that. And then I run the One Horn and the Phantom Beast just because it's compatible when you don't have any Beast Warriors and stuff in your hand at all, and you just want to get a couple draw or just add extra defense just to liven up the deck, just to dig through it a little bit more. So you're using it on either Quillen or Centipede, and it's up to 24 and it attacks, and it adds another surprise factor in it. But it's just only a one-up and stuff because you don't want to, again, max out on it and stuff and win more, because you want to go for different exceed plays and different options and stuff, because it's just there. It does its job pretty much once it just destroys a monster by surprise, or you're able to get a draw off of it. So you're not really relying on this like TGs back in the day and stuff where they actually needed stuff where they were just hitting you for 24. And plus, the extra 800 boost is negligible this format right now. And what I see is probably going to be negligible in the future because there's so many big monsters and everything like that. And if Bujins become relevant in the meta, then 800 boost is really nothing. So that's why I have it at 1 now. And then just 2 Mirror Force, a Warning, and a Compulse.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah, and it's just staple stuff, extra defense, stuff that you just don't want to waste your relics on or anything like that. So there's that. And then I'll just show you the exceeds in a bit. And it's just basically just a rank 4 toolbox right now. So we're just going off.
Until all the important cards come out.
Yeah, pretty much. You're still going to be able to do a lot of nice stuff. So Let me just show you just the Susanos pretty much, and we're in two of them. And pretty much this is the main card in the OTK. So what you're gonna do is you're basically gonna have Black Garden. You have the Black Garden set up. You either get 2 or 1, or you're just normal, and then you just seed into it. Then Susano can search. And right now, under Black Garden, it's under 12. But since you're searching out a Crane, and you're going to attack into a face-up token that's an attack 800, then you're just going to drop the Crane and you're just going to boost him up to 48, double his original attack. And then when he resets, he's not going to go back down to 12. He's going to go back up to 24.
Which he's now a 24 beater.
Yeah, and then if you have another one of him in hand already after you search for it, you pretty much just do the same thing again. Since you basically you normal and special, you basically have 2 tokens in attack. That's 8,000 right there. And more than likely that should be game. If not, that's hefty damage and stuff. And also if there's any monsters that they have set or whatever, or face up.
He gets the swing again after he does damage?
Yeah. So pretty much he just swings and clears all your field, and then that's it. And then if you have another monster there, then he can do the direct attack and stuff. So he just clears out all the monsters on the field and
get you your OTK.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
but he needs Bujins, right?
No. Yeah, he needs Bujins as materials and stuff.
Yep, sounds about right.
The other ones, they don't really need. They're able to be made with different ones, like Kakasuchi, which is basically this one. You're basically able just to summon with just Beast Warrior type monsters. So you just could go him. Right now, your only option is just to run him. It's just basically if you run a bear and a Mikazuchi and Yamato, those are the only 3 that you actually have to able make him as a material. But he's pretty good. He fills up your graveyard and stuff. And he's basically just an added protection and stuff. It's kind of like a maestro, so it's pretty good. But right now, since you don't have a lot of relics that are in the graveyard that can do a lot of help or anything like that, and your monster count is so low, you're gonna end up milling cards that you actually need instead of that. So
you got to be careful when you play.
Yeah, so that's why you only have 1. It's only just if you just want to sit out and thaw out the game for a bit. And then I have Diamond Direwolf. Which is basically just an easy generic. Your pop, like if he stays up more than a turn, you can basically normal summon your relics and then use them to pop themselves and things like that. Because the relics are all beasts, and he's able to target the beast instead of himself. So
he gives you an additional pops.
Yeah, just additional pops. But he's not all that well. Like you rarely make him and stuff. Same thing for most of the other stuff. The one that you make more often is Cowboy, just to do that last lingering damage, and that's it. And then you do an Omega, just because he protects himself. You can just make him with the relics and stuff, and then you just overlay into M7, and then if there's any defense and stuff, you can just do that. A guy charger over top of him. So that's basically just that.
A 3-card combo if the OTK is not.
Yeah, because you have so much space in your extra deck that you're rarely doing things. Like the reason why I have such enough space in my extra deck that I can even run a Zen Mage just in case I run into a random XYZ Encore, just for that. And then there's Photon Pap, you just put stuff in attack. Call a Dynamo, just another,
because they're all lights.
Yeah, another light target or whatever. You can just do quick 2,000 and then you just draw just in case you're digging for stuff too. And a Maestro for defense, Black Ship with Coin just to get rid of,
any type of stress.
Problems, yeah. And then Crazy Box just in case they have a skill drain up.
Does Crazy Box help you out?
I mean, only when skill drain's up. And even then, I'm still able to pop the skill drain with the Quillen and stuff, so it's not really a problem per se. So I just have it there just as a just in case, So it doesn't really do anything, because basically you're just waiting for more of the rank 4s and stuff. You're waiting for the new Evil Swarm to come out. That basically is like a Black Rose. You're waiting for the third Bujin Exceed. You're waiting for that one that lets you draw 2 when you dump your hand.